What's going on, YouTube? You're back with Shades. We're continuing our Let's Play of 1000 Lies. It's a bit late, so I'm gonna keep it down, and visual novels are perfect for keeping it down, isn't it? So anyway, last time we left off, we agreed with Luce that we would write our story and as she would improve her artwork. So that's what we're gonna do. I would have to say that I do resonate well with Ciaran as an aspiring author myself. It's just that it seems that Ciaran can't seem to stick to one project. So let's do what we gotta do. Reaching the Sun, Chapter 1, The Right and the Left. I forgot to start my timer. So foretold the tales that once upon a time there was a wolf without a past or memory who wanted to reach the sun. On the occasion that a wolf stops being useful to his pack, that wolf would become a solitary creature until the day it dies. There was once a wolf who couldn't, or didn't want to, find his own place to rest eternally. Since then, he's been wandering the land, erasing his trail with each step, always with a melodious pace like a sad song, trying to find a glimmer of happiness. How poetic. I like it. Even after leaving his footprints on more than 1,000 roads, the wolf realized he was unable to find happiness, for he didn't know where to look. More lost in his thoughts than on his path, he heard a great wise man exclaim that happiness came from the sun. Of course, he couldn't understand those words, nor could he ask for an explanation, but bereft of any other clues, he decided to go to the sun. It was unfortunate for the wolf that he didn't know how to get there. Getting involved in a trip like no other he had made before, he now wondered how he could solve his dilemma. However, it didn't take long for the wolf to find possible answers to his conundrum. He came upon the wagon of a mobile circus. There were two odd characters that appeared before the wolf, a jester and a clown, or maybe a clown and a jester. One was fully dressed in white, the other in black. Their height difference was so apparent that it was impossible to make eye contact with them at the same time. "How are you, my friend?" "Friend, how are you?" The two noisy yet merry comedians exchanged gazes, smiles, and words as if they shared one unified mind. The wolf, confused, didn't know what to say. They weren't giving him a chance to say anything. They were too caught up in each other. All the wolf managed to ask was for their names. "My name is Right," the short black clown stated as he pointed to his partner. His name is Left." "Oh, her name is Right, his name is Left," the tall white jester stated as she pointed to her partner. "Who are you?" they asked while smiling as they both pointed at the wolf in unison. The wolf didn't hear them, or maybe he chose not to. His mind was too focused on what seemed to be a hint to his mystery. Both of them looked quite happy, he thought, and their trade requires them to share their happiness with the world. Maybe they knew how to reach the sun, or get closer to it. Convinced by his own reasoning, the wolf quickly asked them if they knew of the way to reach the giant flaming shiny ball in the sky. That ruined the narrative a little bit. I would say, keep to your tone. It was very poetic. The two opposites shrugged, surprised that the wolf would ask such an odd question. "And why would you want to go so far away?" they questioned him. "A wolf that wants to reach the sun," Right pondered. "Oh, now I know who you are." The clown and the jester huddled together, certain of the wolf's identity. What was that name, Right?" It was. I got it." Right snapped his fingers. "It's Skrull." Why would it be that name?" Left dismissed with a gesture. "Haiti. That his name is Haiti." The two performers began arguing about the wolf's identity, forgetting about his presence. The canine, tired of the bickering, bared his fangs at them, asked for their attention. "He got mad, Right," said the short black jester, gloomily pointing at the wolf. "I think we made him angry, Left," said the tall white clown, gloomily pointing at the wolf. "Don't do that. Repetition is not good in too short of a time. When you repeat something, it's gotta be with the right timing." They looked at each other and sighed in unison. Then, as if in apology, they decided to answer the wolf's question. Right stood in front of the wolf, Left beside him. The first to speak was Right, who from the distance looked smaller than usual. To Left's right, on the other side of the sea, you can see the sun rising. The wolf turned around. Left raised her right arm and pointed to the east. From this distance, she appeared to be even taller than before. To Right's right, behind the mountains. "You'll see the sun setting," said Left. The wolf turned around again. Right raised his right arm in tangent, pointing to the west. "If you want to reach it, you will have to race towards Left's left," Right exclaimed. The wolf looked at the left, and left raised his left arm at this time. The wolf didn't really mind running, if it meant he could finally reach the sun. He wasn't the fastest in the animal kingdom. He was a wounded wolf after all, but he considered himself fast enough to surpass the pace of the calm celestial body. "It may look slow," said Left as he turned himself around, "but it's the exact opposite. said right as she turned around. Because most likely it has already won, they said before shrugging in unison. The wolf felt confused and a little angry when Right smiled as she turned her black back to him, and Left cried as he turned his white back to him. But it was as they told him. The sun always rose from one direction and fell from another. If the wolf waited behind the mountains, he could catch it as it passed. Grateful for the help he received, the wolf said goodbye to the strangers, who had only become even more strange after speaking. Waving their hands right and left, asked the wolf one last question. Which is your name, then, Skirl or Haiti? The wolf sighed as he closed his eyes and gently shook his head. I am just a wolf, he answered, so be it if that's what you wish to call me. The wolf decided to go west, behind the mountains, certain he had found the answer he had sought out. But once he arrived there, he realized the sun kept going even further, beyond the towns. Still, he continued chasing it beyond the towns, but the sun kept running, setting little by little behind the fields. Next, he ran through the fields, and when he finally thought he would be able to meet the sun as it was setting, he found that it went even further, beyond past the sea. From the shore, the wolf was unable to do anything. He felt powerless for being unable to reach the sun. Tired, he laid down on the sand, his pride crushed after discovering that the jester and clown were right. He couldn't win against a slow sun in a race. His target disappeared, giving way to the night, leaving only the wind and the darkness as the wolf's companions. The wolf had to seek shelter before it got too dark outside, but he was tired and in pain. He could barely move at all, and time was running short. Wow, how long is this? It's already been 6 minutes. He wondered what he could do. Everything was the sun's fault for deceiving him and running away like that. Those two silly tricksters were also at fault for not warning him beforehand. How could the sun bring happiness like this? Something so deceptive couldn't bring any joy. Night came, and the wolf expected the worst as he closed his eyes, fearing any danger. But none ever came. After opening his eyes, he could see the beach, perfectly illuminated by a cold and beautiful silver cloak. It was the moon. It had listened and answered the wolf's prayers, offering him the shimmering help he had needed. The wolf was grateful, but the moon was so far away, it was difficult for her to hear the wolf. So he filled his lungs and raised his head in determination, and a resounding howl covered the sea and the skies with a feeling of gratitude. So foretold the tales that once upon a time, there was a wolf without a past or memory who wanted to reach the sun. That was actually pretty well written. I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty well written in the sense that it felt very ancient, like an old myth. It wasn't like contemporary writing, but it was something like, it felt like an old myth. I'm not sure if that's based on anything, but it was really, really cool. That was really, really cool. I don't see a lot of that writing in modern day, but I wish I could see more of writing like that. It felt very mystical, very old, very poetic. It felt like a really old story, or like a really long poem. Maybe it could turn into a poem, but there were times when the tone was weird. There was times when the wording was weird. Like, he can work on it. He can work on it. Gonna admit it? Gonna admit your git? Oz tries to blind me with the light of his cell phone as he's interrogating me. I believe I could take his cell phone and rip off his entire hand with a single bite, but I instead opt to control my cannibalistic instincts. Proof doesn't lie. You lied to us about what happened on D-Day, so I won't accept any of your pitiful excuses. What did you do with my sexy flamenca Dialis yesterday? What? I'm totally in favor of you using Roman titles if you're consistent about it, but that girl has her own name. I won't deny that a lot of things happened, but I have to keep it a secret. Not everything that happened was even legal. Compañero, you could get her pregnant. Wrap it up. Is it all you think about? You're right, that's impossible. It's you we're talking about here. And if I'm involved in it, then you have no chance whatsoever. At least not until after I score first. Someday we'll have to work out that mental image of me you've created. I mean, he may not be able to tell them about... Oh right, he did say that no one knows about the hiding place except him. And now Luce, so yeah. I forgot to do last time we left off. Whatever, I hope you guys watch the previous parts. Once again, card if you want to watch the whole playlist. Class ended for another day. Oz and I leave the school together, although he falls behind a bit as he says goodbye to a few of his friends. I wouldn't mind telling Oz the truth, but I'd have to tell him everything that happened, or else I'd have them thinking that I assault people. The problem is loose. She made me promise that I wouldn't tell anyone about her hobby or our new partnership in general, and that, yes, I accepted her unreasonable deal in the end. We made... Wait, I just realized something. No, we're good. Sorry, I thought I was recording over the same file as Romance Detective. We made that bet during the basketball match, so now that I have to deal with it. What I'm not really convinced about is whether or not it's possible to hide the existence of our meetings in the library. What am I even thinking? It's not like I actually care if anyone finds out. I'll do my part, and I won't snitch, but if someone gets suspicious, I can't stop them. Earlier, Ziva said something about going to the makeup committee meeting? The one for the grad and prom stuff? Since the meeting yesterday, it didn't turn out so well. Oz catches up with me after he says goodbye to his friends, but the vibration of his cell phone makes him pause for a second. He excuses himself and slides as... What? That's a typo. He excuses himself as he slides his thumb over the screen and discovers an enormously unwelcome surprise. Not again, Ciaran! I lean my head toward my friend, feigning indifference despite having a terrible hunch about what it may be. You couldn't possibly still be logged into my email account. This time I'll admit I left it logged in on purpose. After what happened last time, I wanted to know if it happened again. It did. Oz tries to show me the screen, but I instead grab it from him directly and peer at the screen. No. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. See, like, it's writing like this, I'm just like, don't be repetitive. But I said grab it from him directly and peer at it. You don't need to say screen twice. Yes, there it is, sent only a few moments ago. Another email from the mysterious sender. From Harry H. H.H1927 at xxxxx.com. XXXXX. Okay, I had a random amount of X's. To Ciaran Indian. Subject not for everybody. Can you accept the fake reality? There's no going back after the first step, nor can taking back what is lost be considered winning. If after knowing the truth you still wish to be sincere, be careful, because that will make you the greatest liar. Until forever and good luck with the first consequence. I stand still, completely paralyzed. Finally, Oz says what I've been thinking after he reads the contents of the email. What? What? That's what I'm wondering. What's the meaning of this? This email is slightly different from the other two. This time it says until forever. Does that mean this is going to be the last email? I guess so. I just wanted my figurine, but the first sentence clearly states that you can't take back what's lost, nor are you able to undo anything. Whoever said this is making fun of me, saying that I'll never see her. And what's the rest supposed to mean? If you're sincere, then you'll become the greatest liar. Isn't that contradictory? The end of the email up until now were the same. I don't know if I should be angry or happy that there won't be more. All I really know is that I won't take the bait ever again. The mystery remains unsolved. Without any clues or hope, maybe I should forget all about it. I already got enough to deal with. I still have to meet with Luce in the library this afternoon again. Thinking of which, I still have a few hours until it's time to meet up. There's still time, but since it's my secret base anyways, I'm not going to stop using it because there's a new squatter there. I just have to head to the library early. It isn't easy though. Once I reach the park, I run into someone who stops me in my tracks. I think the best part about going to the library is taking a short stroll around the pond. Oh, hey Claire, how's it going? Right? It's so nice! I've been waiting for you. I waited for you for a couple of days. What have you been doing? A quiet stroll with no one to disturb me. Completely alone, walking through nature with only the song of the leaves dancing above the pond. How many poets have showcased such tender moments in the lyrics of their love letters? I mean, I admit, poetry is nice, but you can't always write about love and nature. What are you, a romantic poet? Romance was in the... I don't know. It was before the 2000s, I know that. Like, the 60s, I think. I don't remember the era, but, like, God. Romantic poetry is nice and tranquil, but it's not my thing. I do free verse, which is probably the most contemporary thing ever. Ugh. There's nothing wrong with the classics, just not my thing. Ciaran can't see me. He has gone blind. That means that I'm invisible to him right now. This is a great discovery. I can't miss out on this opportunity. Stop! It was a joke! Stop tickling me! Stop it, Claire! It's a miracle. I've cured Ciaran. Now he can see me. These hands have been blessed with supernatural powers and I didn't know it. Blind people can also be ticklish, idiot, and my eyes are perfectly fine except for the myopia, but that's another story. Is that nearsighted or farsighted? I don't remember, but I know it's one of the two. And why do you think they're fine now? Unless you forgot about me. I've already told you that it was a joke. Really? Claire's sudden appearance doesn't surprise me. I even kind of expected her to be here. Maybe this girl's craziness is a good way for me to forget about reality. Her carefree attitude seems to make the real world melt away. Tell me something, Ciaran. Did you forget about me? Would you forget about me if we never met again? Hiding under her hat in embarrassment, Claire asks me a very weird question. She looks worried to hear my answer, so much so that it's perplexing. Look, I may forget someone else, but not you. I couldn't forget about someone as peculiar as you that easily. You can't simply erase a big weirdo from your memory, wouldn't you say? I see. Claire sighs discouragingly. Isn't that the reaction? It isn't the reaction I was expecting from her. My intention was the opposite, but she immediately comes back to her senses and returns to the usual Claire. I've already decided anyways. Next time, don't make me wait as long. I was worried that you were dead or something like that. You aren't totally wrong about that. I faced death a couple of times. Could it be that you're a ghost and you're already dead? That would explain why you couldn't see me earlier. We've already been over that. Just let it go, please. Our conversation resembles a comedian's routine. Talking with Claire, I discover that we have more in common than just our love for the pond. Oddly enough, I get annoyed by our accidental meeting. We met not too long ago, so to speak, and even if it was shocking at first, now it's pretty much the opposite. She's definitely insane, yes, but it's one of those comedic instances compared to the cruel satire that the universe frequently throws around anyways. I see, you're depressed. Where's the confident Ciaran that I know? The one who likes to flip off innocent clouds? I prefer to inform you that such a Ciaran never existed, but I guess you aren't that far off. Let me guess, you're upset about your plans going awry. Something or someone in your life has disrupted your normally pleasant peace. It's not too big of a feat to guess that since you're generalizing, but yes. Don't play hard to get. I can read you like an open book, Ciaran. You can't deceive me. Don't you have the answer book there? It could be pretty useful. Maybe. Let's go for a walk and you can bring me up to date. One shouldn't trust strangers, but sometimes it's precisely with strangers to whom you can speak the most freely, since you aren't restrained by social ties. Excuse me. Nevertheless, when I speak to Claire, I don't feel like I'm talking to a stranger. She feels more like a lifelong friend to me. So I tell her about my troubles, if I can't even call them that, as we take a stroll out of the park. Following her pace, I start vaguely describing all of the events that had transpired this week. The weird emails first, those were the first straw, and then about all the other tribulations that came after that. I skip everything that I think is better not to mention, especially things related to Luce, since I promised that I wouldn't tell anyone. And in this fashion, we walk around town together as I divulge all the details of my disastrous life. Divulge all the details of my disastrous life to her. When I'm done with my complaints, we reach what appears to be our destination. On the main avenue, you can find a shopping mall with a few random stores, like a supermarket, restaurants, even a movie theater. It's nothing special, but we don't have anything else to go in this small town. I like the soundtrack to this game, but it's so loud. But this music is definitely popping. Anyway, now that I think about it, I used to go to the underground arcade a lot. I wonder if it's still there. Claire was surprisingly attentive and quiet all the way here. She has this mature demeanor that contrasted with her previous behavior, and it made me wonder if she had swapped places with a twin I wasn't aware of or something. But all my doubts are dispelled next time she opens her mouth. I only listened to half of what you said because it was boring, Ciaran. Learn to summarize. Next time try to fit into 140 characters or less. That's like a small paragraph. Or 2 sentences, I'm not quite sure. You could at least pretend that you're interested. I don't know why you even bother. I forget that you don't have a thing called common sense. I didn't stop listening because it was uninteresting. It was because the answer to your worries is so simple that it's hilarious. What? Do you have a solution? I would love to hear it since I don't even know what triggered those emails in the first place, you know? I mean, you usually piss someone off and that's how you make enemies, but this time, at first, I thought it was some kind of prank, but now I'm not so sure whether... Hey, listen, what are you doing? Ignoring my complaints, Claire fixates her attention on the store display window. Clothes, shoes, and all kinds of other feminine accessories are displayed. It's truly a temple for fashion trend followers. Big corporations win once again when it comes to catching people's attentions. Good job, designers, for making my words fall on deaf ears. This is the last time I tried to reason with Claire, and also the last time I tried to defeat a cute pair of shoes. Um, if you're so interested in the store, why don't you go in? It's not like I was saying anything important. Claire staggers a little, biting her lip before replying to my subtle insinuation. It's not like I'm that interested, it's just I usually come alone, and it's different if, well... Claire gently falls to her knees as she speaks. It almost looks like she's dying from sadness. I shouldn't spoil her after what she just did, but I'm not the kind of person who gets angry over this kind of thing. It's easier to let it go. Everyone's happier that way. We can go inside if you like. I'm not embarrassed to go with you, if that's what you're worried about. In the end, I'm pretty sure the only things that'll fit you are in the kids department. Ugh. I was kidding. Don't be like that. Claire starts punching the floor. She turns to face away from me. This is so anime. Don't tell me that I was right. Boo. Poor girl. Anyway, that's my timer. My timer is really close to going off. So, I think I'm going to end it here. It's pretty okay to end it here. It's not that awkward. I mean, we just got to a store and she just wants to be alone. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos from me or from the series, hit the subscribe button. And you're not exiting the Shadyverse. My name is Shades, and I hope you've enjoyed your day in the shade. See you guys later.